Councilman Whiskey, you are live.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Gwen Whistler, and I'm the chair of the Planning and Economic Development Committee. Sorry for the delay. We were experiencing a few little technical difficulties. So I'd like to welcome you to the October 11th meeting. All council members and staff are participating virtually. To help our audience follow along, I'll state each section of the agenda aloud. We're streaming live on our Virtual Engagement Hub, which is accessible through the Virtual Engagement Hub link on the front page of the city website. We also have an option for the public to listen live by phone by dialing 855-925-2801 and entering the code 8187. For those of you out there with us today, welcome. For today's meeting, we have the option for people to call in and comment live during the meeting. To call in and comment live, use the same number, 855-925-2801, meeting code 8187. Your phone will be muted and you will hear the meeting live. At this point, callers will hear, for more options, please press star. Pressing *3 will allow callers to continue to listen live and join the speaker queue. If you are watching the meeting through the live stream while you are listening to the meeting by phone, please be sure to turn down the volume on your device before speaking. So I'm going to go through and introduce the committee members and the staff who are participating virtually. Please make sure that your microphone is muted if you are not speaking. But I'll call on everyone and just ask you to say a quick hello. Councilwoman Sandra Kilgore.
Good afternoon.
Councilwoman Sage Turner.
Good afternoon.
The Director, Planning and Urban Design, Todd Okolachaney.
Hi, everyone.
And the Interim Community and Economic Development Director, Nikki Reed.
Hi, all. Thanks for the intro.
And the Real Estate Coordinator, Ellen McKinnon.
Good afternoon, everybody.
That's my best at being a sports announcer. So a good thing I have this job, huh? So the first thing on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. May I get a motion to approve the September minutes?
So moved.
I'll second.
Thank you. So I have a motion and a second, and we'll have a roll call vote to approve the minutes. Councilwoman Kilgore?
Yay.
Councilwoman Turner?
Aye.
And myself, aye. So the minutes have been approved. The next thing on our agenda is the lease with the Grind LLC at 8 River Arts Place. So we'll have an update on the lease with the Grind at LLC from Real Estate Coordinator Ellen McKinnon, and she'll go ahead and start us off and go through this. You're on, Ellen.
Okay. The 8 River Arts Place has been a project that we've worked on for quite a while. And if we could please have the next slide. We did use an RFP process to select a new tenant at 8 River Arts Place, and we worked hard to incorporate an equity lens at every stage. The selection committee has identified the Grind's Black Wall Street Asphalt as the proposal that best aligns with the council's visions and goals. The Grind has offered acceptable rental terms, a monthly rent of $1,500 per month, 4-year initial term with 1 renewal of 4 years. Just to give you a wee bit of background, forgive us if you've heard all this before, but the Riverside Drive redevelopment plan was completed in 2015. It focused on economic revitalization of this very historic industrial area in the city. 8 River Arts Place was donated to the city by PSNC Energy in 2012, renovated by the city, and opened to the public in 2017. There remain public restrooms there that are available on site from dawn to dusk. The main room has 1,064 square feet of indoor space. Roughly 1,300 square feet of outdoor deck space is attached to the building and was also part of the lease. We wanted to include basically a kind of a rough picture of the building that shows you what we're really hoping to kind of bring to life. And here is an inside view. We're particularly proud of the way it was renovated. Notice the kind of garage door opening in the back, which does open all the way so you can get things into the space. We decided to use a structured, kind of formal request for proposals because we really wanted to ensure fairness, transparency, and a lot of consistency. The RFP process, once again, we used an equity lens at every stage. The community outreach occurred before the RFP document was released to allow for revisions, additions, and loads of comments. The focus, how to use a tenant's use of the site so that it might fulfill the vision of the River Arts District and support the council's strategic goals. In our community outreach, we advertised this opportunity to as many people and organizations in Asheville as possible. We developed a list of groups willing to assist an applicant with preparing a response to the RFP. Special effort was made to increase awareness within the BIPOC community. Examples of our outreach included Eagle Market Street Development Corps, Asheville Chamber of Commerce, CoThink, Western Women's Business Center, and Opportunity Asheville and Mountain BizWorks. I'd like to call on my supervisor, Nikki, who has probably some comments to make at this point.
Great. Thanks, Ellen. I appreciate that. And yes, I think we just wanted to really underscore the level of community outreach that we did as really part of the equity focus here of the RFP process. So both ensuring that we did outreach within the and create awareness about the opportunity, as well as develop a list of resources and options for assistance for those that were interested in applying. And so with that, there were 5 proposals that Ellen's office received in total. The selection committee used the selection criteria that was published in the RFP to make the decision. And you can see there that we developed an 100-point scale. This was used for ranking the proposals, really wanting to provide a heavy emphasis on the compatibility of the city's vision for the River Arts District, really wanting to enhance the economic development of the district. 15 points there for equity and diversity of the teams and the vision brought forward by the proposers, organizational business experience, and then really wanted to show that alignment with City Council strategic goals. And so with that, what we'd like to do is introduce you to the team that had the winning proposal and give them an opportunity to share with you about their proposal for this space, what they hope to accomplish, and tell us about what their plans are. So with that, I'll turn it over to Jay Hackett. He can introduce his team, and I'll advance the slides for you, Jay. So take it away.
All right. Thanks, Nikki and Ellen, and to the council members and committee. We appreciate you all. So this is our proposal, Black Wall Street ABL, starting, growing, and expanding Black businesses in the River Arts District. And it really kind of is based on 4 pillars. One is food and beverage. The other is retail. Number 3 is recreation and entertainment. The 4th is that this building would function as a business hub and an incubator. We can go to the next slide. So the Black Wall Street program, at the time that we created this, there were 51 Black businesses collaborating. Right now, there are 58 Black businesses collaborating. Actually, I received a call this afternoon from a Black-owned home health agency that's coming on board. So that'll be number 59. Inside of this building, we propose that the building would be a retail space with products that are sourced from local Black owners. These are people that are right here in our neighborhood. They're citizens, they're collaborators, and they have products that would be sold here. So we would wholesale it from them, and then we retail it here for the passersby. Also, not only are people able to sell their products here, but folks that have service-based industries, they'll be able to advertise here. And people that do tours, there's one Black-owned company that provides transportation to and from Cherokee Casino. This would be one of the stops where people would come, they'll buy their ticket, and they could go there from this place. We anticipate 20 jobs being created yearly, about $500,000 in revenue. And again, that this place functions as a Black business incubator and hub. This idea that you see here is just a concept of what the inside of the building would look like. This slide shows something we're really excited about that happened this year. We were looking for a way to really spotlight and focus on local Black-owned businesses here in Asheville, and for those businesses to really benefit from some of the foot traffic that would happen in the River Arts District. And from that was birthed GrindFest. We found that it was Asheville's newest festival, even though we didn't intend for it to be all of that. We're glad that it did grow. We were trying to position Black-owned businesses in a way that helped them really benefit from the growing tourist economy. And on that weekend, we had 4,000 visitors from 19 different states. When we did the report and checked in with all of the business owners that sold stuff, together, they earned about $74,000 in revenue, and 85% of them were sold out of all of their products. We're really excited about this event, and especially happy that we had so much support. It was about 36 different sponsors that were there, helping push it and really make sure that folks enjoyed and had a good time. We're already planning for next year's GrindFest. Really excited about what happened this year. But that just proves what could happen. And that was just in the parking lot of Depot Street. There was a lot of collaboration, a lot of great energy. It was a wonderful moment. We anticipate GrindFest happening year to year. But when we look at the Black businesses that are represented in the Black Wall Street cohort, we understand that Buncombe County has identified some high growth industries. Well, the Black businesses that are in the Black Wall Street cohort actually represent 4 out of 5 of those industries. One piece of research showed that one of the reasons Black businesses fail is because the customer base cannot afford their products and services. And so it's important that that business owners diversify. Here we have a sampling of the different types of businesses that are part of Black Wall Street. We have fashion designers, manufacturers. One example is a cosmetologist that was pregnant, and after being pregnant, she was not able to physically do hair. So she decided to manufacture hair products, which is much more scalable. Manufacturing, information technology, antique furniture restoration, CMOS retailers, body oil, jewelry makers, childcare, skincare, drop-off laundry business, caterers and food service, online sales and funnels, music studio and sound, financial consultants, educators, magazines. There's a huge diversity of businesses that are part of the Black Wall Street cohort, and it's growing. The call that I got today was from a home health agency, which would be the first. We also are really excited about 2 Black doctors, chiropractors, in fact, that are opening up the Plug Chiropractic Clinic. They're part of Black Wall Street. This is just one example of what can happen when we hold space for Black businesses to really shine and thrive. This is another picture that shows the concept of what would happen in the building. All these businesses would be able to have their products there, but none of this would be possible without our supporters. So when Grind started, it was like in the middle of the pandemic, just after some of the demonstrations that were downtown, and it was the landlords in the River Arts District that really welcomed us. And when we said, well, would y'all allow us to be here? Their response was, we want you here. And we worked out great terms, but in the middle of the pandemic, it was still scary. So we started and we opened up the coffee shop, really excited about the progress. But NC Idea Foundation came along and provided initial seed funding for the Black Wall Street program. Over time, the 51 Black-owned businesses supported each other. First Horizon Bank is a huge supporter. Asheville Chamber of Commerce, Explore Asheville. And we're really excited about Mr. Jim Stokely, who is the biological son of Miss Wilma Dykeman. And the Wilma Dykeman Legacy, they support the program and this use of the building. In addition to Mr. Matthew Bacote Jr., you all know that the creek that runs underneath the building is Bacote Branch Creek. Asheville SCORE, we're actually inside of a series with them where we've been working on business plans. And Asheville happens to have the oldest SCORE chapter in the state, and they're supporting, in addition to the 200 volunteers that support GrindFest that are in the background making all of this happen. And we couldn't really do much of this without the Rotary Club connections and all of their support. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that are making this happen, and we're excited about this place being a hub for Black businesses, not only to sell their items, but to gather. And when people come, you can move to the next slide. When people come to this place, they'll also see an interactive board where you'll be able to identify where Black businesses are, and if you need products and services that are Black-led, you can get that. I mean, as practical as if a Black person moves here and doesn't know where to get their hair cut or hair done, that can happen here. This slide shows some of the demographic. A lot of people are making progress in business, and we know that entrepreneurship is powerful, but when we pulled the numbers, we found that 23 out of, at that time, 51 of the businesses, those people made less than $20,000 in personal income, but they still believed in their businesses, and we're glad to participate in helping them grow it. And then you have the other 17 out of 51, or somewhere between 20,000 and 44,000. The majority of the Black-owned businesses in the cohort are women, and 4 out of 51 of them have experienced incarceration. 12 out of 51 have experienced homelessness. And so entrepreneurship is a powerful tool in helping people really take care of themselves while exploring and expanding their dreams. Our idea is that a person should be able to turn their hustle into a business. And we're glad to be able to hold space for that with Black Wall Street ABL. The next slide. This represents some of the progress that we made. At the time of our former presentation, there were 51 Black-owned businesses. At that time, there was $391,048 in revenue. At that time, we had served about 9,300 customers. To date, we've earned over $450,000 in revenue and served over 10,000 customers and created 12 jobs. Of course, there's been more diversity attracted to the River Arts District. We were recognized as third best coffee shop in the whole state of North Carolina. We were featured in the North Carolina State Department of Health and Human Services as we, advocated for.
Excuse me, Jay. Can I ask everyone to, unless you're speaking, to mute your phone?
And we were featured in Forbes magazine, and so that was a pretty big deal to us. And again, we're really excited about the visitors that come and experience what's going on here. RAD, historically, you all know that River Arts District previously had a lot of Black-owned businesses there, and we're learning from folks like Ms. Jacqueline Hallam and Mr. Matthew Bacote Jr. about the businesses that used to be there. And we're excited about this becoming a place that's more equitable. If Asheville is going to have, lots of tourist energy and visitors, we want to be the place that they come and experience some more of what Asheville has to offer. All right. And this is another slide, just another concept drawing of what can be here. To have a thriving local economy. Our understanding of council's vision is that it would support local business owners. And we believe that this is a place that can do that in exponential ways. Folks will be able to come here and just get an idea, a sample, a taste of what Asheville has to offer. And other Black-owned businesses will be able to collaborate here and and to sell their products and services from this place. And we're just glad to be able to participate in this part of it.
Okay, so I think we're going to wrap it up back with our key takeaways. So, Jay, thank you so much. We appreciate you and your partner, Bruce Waller, who's here today on behalf of Black Wall Street AVL. Again, we feel like this RFP process was very equitable, was very fair and transparent. Our selection committee identified as the Grinds Black Wall Street AVL as the proposal that best aligned with council's vision. And also we have the terms here that they have put forward in terms of the lease rate, which meets a fair market value of that space with that lease term, 4 years initial term with a renewal of 4 years. So really to wrap it all up, staff is here today to ask for PED's endorsement. We are looking for PED to recommend that City Council approve this lease as it makes its way to a full City Council vote on October 26th. So with that, Chair, I'll turn it back over to you to lead the discussion and any questions that you may have for the city staff or for the presenters today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm really excited about this, Jay. This looks fun. I can't wait until you open. So that's my first question. I mean, if council approves this, when will this open? When's your kickoff?
If council approves this, that the weekend after city council meeting is actually the fall celebration. Some would call it Halloween. So we would be doing activities that weekend in the building. If council approves this, then for 30 days, we anticipate lots of Black-led activities there. The folks that are in the cohort that have been working behind the scenes on this, we've invited every one of them to pick a day to highlight whatever business or idea they have. One of our local leaders, Joe Green, many people know him for hosting comedy shows. He's also made it very public that he has cancer and he is advocating for early screening for Black men. And so he said, well, Jay, I'll take every Saturday night and make sure that we have good programming on Saturday nights. So there's a lot of energy in the background. Of course, we're hoping that council approves it. We were notified by Mountain Express that we were voted #1 minority-owned business in Western North Carolina. And so we're just trying to really hold space for more and more Black businesses to do their thing. So it will start that very weekend on Saturday, October the 30th.
Great. Okay. And this is a detail, but really I think it's a staff question. Who is going to maintain the restrooms and the building? You know, from the standpoint of, I don't know. The restrooms is the one that sort of comes to my mind.
And so, and Ellen, jump in here if you have any specifics that I leave out, but those restrooms are currently serviced by the city and they will continue to do so. So the restrooms will continue to be serviced by the city. They will remain public. So that is something that we will maintain. And that was part of trying to find the right tenant, really, is a tenant that could also work with the concept of having the restrooms there to be open and available to the public alongside the tenant's use. So we also made sure that the rental rate reflected that as well, because it's not as if it's a totally private space. It will still have a public element to it. So the city will continue to maintain that throughout the duration of the lease.
Okay, that's great.
Well, you'd actually be pretty surprised at how much those restrooms are utilized.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And I mean, hopefully Black Wall Street will benefit from, people who come in to use the restroom and might look around and hopefully buy some stuff or learn about all the Black entrepreneurs. So, did Councilwoman Kilgore or Turner questions or comments before I ask for a motion?
Well, the only question.
Wait.
A question I have is because this is a great product, and I am so appreciative of Jay and Bruce for all the work you've done. My question is, it looks like you would outgrow this place very quickly. And I'm just wondering about what other, things that you may have in mind to expand, because I can see, this is definitely something that's needed, and it will outgrow the space very quickly. So, and not that this space would not work, it will work, but I need to expand into different areas.
Mhm.
Because Black Wall Street doesn't have to be centrally located to just one area. It could be a feature that sort of grows all over Asheville. So I wish you all luck in expanding, because I would love to see that happen if that's not on your agenda yet.
Yeah. Well, expansion is always on our mind. But our idea is to fit into the business incubation and the ecosystem that's already here. Asheville has wonderful programs that really help support businesses, like Mountain Wiz Works and Western Women's Business Center. Those are our partners. And what we found out was there's this small gap that people need them, but some folks need a little help before you get to them. And so we intend to be that incubator to help somebody turn their idea into a business. So imagine this being a rotating door where this becomes a first step before somebody goes into another place. Right.
What?
And people businesses that require their own space will go there. Lots of the companies are looking for their own spaces, and they had their start here.
That's great. That's great. That's super. Love it.
Anything else, Sandra? Okay. Sage?
Yeah, Sandra took the words out of my mouth. I think that you both asked every question I would have. So I think you will expand.
Right. Well,
it's a great presentation. It's a great product. I'm excited for y'all. And thank you. Thank you.
yeah, right. I mean, I think this is really exciting, and I can't wait. I'm actually going to be out of town that first night, but I'm going to be in town on October 31st, so I'm going to come out. I can't wait.
Well, we've got some plans. If this gets approved, we're going to have, if it gets approved, then we're planning for costumes on the greens on the night of the 31st. And some other things. So all of you will be on our email list and just help us spread the word. Asheville has so much more to offer than what has historically been on the postcards. And we're just trying to shed light on more of the greatness that's here in Asheville. And you'll be pleasantly surprised some of the concepts, ideas, and businesses that Black entrepreneurs in Asheville have in mind. And we're excited about this. We're pumped. Just waiting to hear what you all decide and what City Council decides. We're excited.
Well, great. So with that, may I have a motion to approve the recommendation that City Council approve a resolution authorizing city manager to sign a lease agreement with the Grind LLC at 8 River Arts Place?
So
And I'll second.
Great. So I'll go through a roll call vote. Councilwoman Kilgore?
Aye.
Councilwoman Turner?
Aye.
And I'm a very enthusiastic aye. So we're looking forward to getting this in front of council and getting you started.
All right. Well, thank you all so much. I'm trying not to scream. Y'all see me move my head like this.
Well, I'm excited for you, and don't keep the screaming for Halloween night or whatever. Yeah. Todd, what are you gonna, what's your costume gonna be? Planner?
If I repeat last year, I was like a Zoom call, and I wore a suit up top, and I had PJ pants.
It's a great idea. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and move to the general public comment. Callers will have 3 minutes to comment. At the end of the 3 minutes, staff will ask you to wrap up your comment. We will hold public comments for up to 1 hour. Do we have anyone in the speaker queue, Bryson?
We do not have anyone in the speaker queue at this time.
What a surprise. Okay. So with that, I will close the public comment and adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks
so much.
everyone.
Thank you.